There are moments in life that cannot be explained in words. A second that feels like time has stopped, breaths are held, and the world seems to revolve around just two people. And for those who pay close attention, that day becomes a witness to something too sweet to ignore. The day when Bai Jingting, with all his quiet charm, almost kissed Zhang Ruonan in front of everyone, and no one noticed. It happened while the two were attending a promotional event. The room was filled with camera flashes, fans' cheers, and the crew's laughter. But amid the commotion, only one thing stole the spotlight: the way Bai Jingting looked at Zhang Ruonan. It wasn't an ordinary gaze. There was something deep, gentle, and full of restrained desire in it. It was as if he was struggling not to say something, or perhaps refraining from doing something. And Zhang Ruonan? She just smiled slightly, a smile she couldn't hide even though she tried to look professional. There was nervousness, there was sweetness, there was a tremor that even the cameras couldn't fully capture. When they stood side by side on stage, talking about their drama that was currently airing, Bai Jingting did something that made time seem to stop for anyone who saw it with their heart. He slowly turned his head towards Zhang Ruonan. The distance between them was only a few centimeters. Ruonan laughed at something the MC said, and at that moment, Bai Jingting didn't laugh. He stared at her for a long time, with eyes that spoke more than words. The crew, the audience, everyone was busy with cheers and cameras. But in the midst of the commotion, there was a small space between the two of them that felt like another world. Quiet, deep, and pulsing with something indefinable. And when Ruonan looked back, for a split second, her breath caught. Bai Jingting leaned forward slightly, just slightly, enough to make anyone's heart stop beating. If someone watched the recording closely, it would be clear. There was a moment when Bai Jingting almost crossed the line that should only be for actors and actresses in public. He leaned in slightly, his voice soft, almost a whisper. "You look beautiful today." Zhang Ruonan looked down, her cheeks flushed, and in the next second, the distance between them almost disappeared. Only a few inches separated their faces. However, before that happened, the MC called their names again, and the atmosphere changed. Bai Jingting took half a step back, pretending to adjust the mic in his hand. But his smile, that smile couldn't be hidden. He knew what almost happened. Ruonan knew too. And perhaps, a part of their hearts wished that nothing had interrupted that moment. Interestingly, after that incident, many fans noticed a slight change in the way they interacted. Zhang Ruonan became a little more cautious in front of the camera, but there was a new warmth between them. And Bai Jingting? He seemed to find it increasingly difficult to hide his feelings. When they were interviewed together, he kept stealing glances at her. When Ruonan spoke, he smiled softly, as if every word that came out of her lips was something he wanted to keep forever. There was something between them that couldn't be faked. Something that grew from time, closeness, and perhaps from small moments that almost became something bigger. The story didn't end on stage. According to several witnesses at the location, after the event ended and the camera lights went out, Bai Jingting still approached Ruonan. He held a bottle of water and gave it to her with a gentle smile. "Tired?" he said briefly. Ruonan laughed softly. "A little." She looked at him for a long time before answering. But you're still beautiful even when you're tired. The words were simple, but the tone of his voice was not. There was something sincere, warm, and it made the air between them feel different. Ruonan lowered her head again, holding back a shy laugh. And as they walked in the same direction toward their respective cars, their eyes met once more. A gaze that said, "I know what almost happened." After that day, fans began to notice many small details. The gentle gaze behind the screen, hands that almost touched, smiles that were too sincere to be called acting. They were like two stars slowly drawing closer to each other, even though the world around them was too bright to allow them to shine fully together. Bai Jingting, with his quiet but deep demeanor, seemed to be increasingly protective of Ruonan. He often made sure the girl wasn't cold on set, and was even seen quietly adjusting her jacket. And Zhang Ruonan? She no longer completely hid her feelings. In many interviews, when Bai Jingting's name is mentioned, her smile is always different, warmer, softer, like someone who is keeping a sweet secret. Maybe they never actually kissed that day, but there is something deeper than just a touch of the lips. A near that contains all the emotions that have not been spoken. That almost became a witness to the feelings they kept inside, something that didn't need to be said to be understood. And sometimes, that almost was even more precious than already. Because behind all the camera flashes, between the laughter and the prepared dialogue, there were small moments that were completely real. Moments when two hearts gazed at each other, and the world stopped for a moment. Now, years later, fans still talk about that moment, still replaying the same clip, slowing down every second, trying to find evidence of something that can only be felt by the heart. Did Bai Jingting really almost kiss her? Did Zhang Ruonan notice and choose not to look away? No one knows for sure, because that moment belongs to them. To two people bound by something softer than love and stronger than words. And for those who see with the eyes of the heart, the answer is clear. He didn't hold back that day. He only delayed something that had already begun deep within his heart.